the success and the fortune is when you rise to the occasion. Here's a person who Chas v'Shalom gets a sick child. You get a sick child, your life's over. You're now preoccupied with this child 24/7. Your life ceases to exist the way you know it. Now, a lot of people resent that. They resent that their life came to a halt. I understand them. You know how many families have broken up when such a thing happens? Instead of circling the wagons and coming together, maybe one parent decides, I'm dedicating my life from now on to my child. I'm not going to work. I'm not going to look at the other children. I can't. And everything gets destroyed instead of getting built. You have to figure out, what do you have to do in that situation to feel that you succeeded in this challenge? Very tough questions to be asked. Very difficult questions. People have no parnasa. You know how many families have been torn and ripped apart because there was no parnasa and the people didn't want to accept the challenges? Either the wife did not want to accept that challenge because she said, my husband is a shlemazel. I married him thinking he was a successful person. I knew of a lady like that. She married the guy based on his degrees. The guy was brilliant. And every job he applied for, they wouldn't give it to him. They said, you're way overqualified. He said, I'll take it. He said, we can't hire you. It wouldn't be right to hire you. It's like a bazillion. If you don't work at this job. He says, I'm Michael the Bazillions. His wife eventually got fed up with him. She threw him out. That's a failure deluxe. And then there are people who get together and say, listen, this is an assign we have from Hashem. Let's not throw out the baby with the bathwater. We're going to be challenged. It's going to be hard. It's going to be stormy. But let's keep ourselves together. Let's keep our family unit together. Let's try the best we can to huddle together, accept what Hashem is giving us. Let's work on this and let it pass. Let's watch us get past this. You know how many people stop their lives because if a child doesn't have a shidduch? The child becomes depressed. The parents become depressed. All the joy of their life goes out. It's mamish. It's horrendous. A person has to understand. And what if you lose a child? Chas v'Shalom. Just met a wonderful, wonderful family. They lost a child many years. I think it was 20 years ago. Still not over it. They don't want to get over it. Child was run over by a neighbor. 2-year-old child. Heartbreaking. I said it's a tough way for Hashem to take back His child. They're not our children. They're Hashem's children. It's definitely a rough way. Know what Hashem wants to know? You're going to get angry at Him? How dare you do this? I raised this child. I carried this child. You're taking it away from me? Who gave you permission to do that? People think. People become distraught. I know people who've never got back to themselves years later from facing such tragedies. And they celebrate the tragedy. Every year with big pomp, they get together, they go make this aliyah l'kever. They never want to forget this thing and move on in life. They want this thing to always be, they think like they owe it to the child. I said, your child is in a much better place right now. He's with Hashem. He got his tikkun, whatever it was. What are you doing this for? The mother tells me, I know it's selfish. It's me. It's about me. I said, you got to get past that. That's what Hashem wants you to do. That's the test. But whatever the test is you're going through, step one of the test is to acknowledge it's a test from Hashem and never to complain. We are children of Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. The first thing Avram did, whenever he had challenges, he had Amunah. He relied on Hashem 100%. He knew it was Hashem. Not that it wasn't challenging to him. He never complained. Doesn't mean you're supposed to be happy with the challenge necessarily. Especially if they're not regular challenges. But you have to have Amunah. The first thing it is, you gotta mamish make yourself locked in Amunah. And you make choices. And you make the right choices. And you rise. Then you're a success. Then you could. How many people I heard were so angry and so upset when one of their family members died and they didn't get a chance to say goodbye. Have you ever heard that, Lachanan?
Yes.
Yeah. Hashem says, I have that right, I'm Hashem. And that's it. You accept it. And that's how, when you read the parshas of Avram Avinu, he went through 10 major tests in every area of his life. This is after all the tests he went through till he was 75. You think at 75 you get a little relaxation in there. I mean, to think that this man was put into jail for 10 years just because of a religious belief. To think that Hashem, and he knew it was Hashem, that Hashem let him be subjected to a burning hot oven that was stoked. He saw the fire, he saw the heat, and to be pushed into this oven. You know how many people would turn their backs on Hashem in that situation? Yeah, and you were the only one that was loyal to Hashem. You were Hashem's only chassid. You were the only one who propagated and spread the word of Hashem. And you're thrown into a furnace for that. And he knew it wasn't Nimrod, it wasn't his father, it was Hashem. They were just shluchim. Had he not passed that test, and it said he felt terrible, so disappointed in Hashem that Hashem did this to him, we would have understood him. No, I would have understood him. Doesn't say that anywhere. See, this is what we have to glean. This is what we have to take out. You lose a spouse, you lose a child, you lose a home, you lose a job. You have to say this is Hashem's will, and it's the only way and the only thing that was supposed to happen.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.